Hey, what's happening, everyone? Welcome to my Football Manager mobile tutorial videos. In the first video, we focused on the getting started, how to set up the game. And now, I think it's best to focus on the roster management. As you can see, I simulated through the season since my last video. I'm currently in mid-December. Liverpool's leading the league. You see my player stats on the bottom right. I'm facing Chelsea next in the Carabao Cup. But we'll focus on these windows on a later video. Right now, let's just focus on the roster management. So if you look on the purple menu on the left, the third from the top, it's red. Here are your club options. We're going to focus on the first team, the reserves, and the tactics for now. As I go into the first team, you can see my first 11, goalkeeper to striker. Then I have my 7 substitutions, S1 through S7. Sometimes it goes to S9 depending on the competition. And then we have the players on rotation. If I wanted to put a player in, like let's say Callum Chambers, I would click that purple square and I could press either the blue or purple buttons to substitute him for that player. So let's take out Holding at sub 6 and put him in, and bam. At S6 we see Callum Chambers, and Rob Holding is taking his spot on the bench right underneath. To get more in-depth analysis on your players as you make your roster decisions for a match, just click their name like Leno. It'll be brought to this screen right here. You have his stats, you have where he likes to play, his biography. As I swipe to the right, here's what he likes. He's happy to be at the club's happy to have him. Born in 1992, he's a steady goalkeeper. His favorite person is Son from Tottenham, which could be a good signing, but how am I going to get that done? Next, we have the goalkeeper role. I like my goalkeepers to be sweepers, so I switch it to sweeper keeper. And here's where he's going to focus on now. Swipe to the right. You can see the contract. He's going to be with me till 2023. Up next, we're facing Chelsea in the Carabao Cup. Here's his history with Arsenal and with Bayern Leverkusen. And he's been playing for a while. I remember him when he was at Stuttgart when I was playing FIFA 07 and FIFA 09. It's crazy. And you can see his stats for this season below. Here's his trophy cabinet, kind of like Tottenham's. I'm kidding. Swipe to the right. Now, Perimeter Sacker is my second coach in command, and here's what he's telling me about our player. He says he's our top goalkeeper, gives me a list of positives, provides me a list of negatives. Leno is the best goalkeeper at the club at the moment. Here's how he's training, what he's focusing on. Again, positives about his character. There's no negatives, which is great. Here's his training progress through the season so far. And here's his performances overall in the last 20 matches. And he's about a 7 per match, which is not bad, but not great. If I press transfer status, I could list them as not for sale or for loan. But right now, I'll leave that how it is. I could offer a contract. We'll talk about that in the future. I could move to reserve teams, which I'm not going to do, and we'll talk about that in the future. And there's also player actions. I could offer him a non-playing role in the club. I could offer him 2 clubs. I could release him, create a new position for him, talk to the player about his last match and stuff. That's pretty cool. And let's go back to actions. I could compare him with players. I could get him to mentor younger players, but we'll talk about that later. Oops, I pressed continue. And yeah, so it's pretty cool, right? You can do that for every player. Aubameyang, same thing. You swipe and see what he's about. Right? Dortmund and Arsenal, trophies and all this great stuff. Lots of insight to players. You also have a reserve team, usually under 21 players, 18-year-old, 17-year-old, 20-year-old. You have the random over 21-year-old, but if he has potential like El Neni, put him there and maybe he'll grow. That negative sign, by the way, in that purple space, see how it's red right there? For, let's say, Sabila, this means he's on loan. He'll be on his way back. Here's the starting 11 for the under 21 team. And of course, reserves and all that stuff. If I went to a guy like Alex Kirk, I could actually move him to the first team, but I'm not going to do that right now. As I go back to the first team page, I swipe right. I can now start working on the tactics. Another way to go to tactics is to press the menu button and press tactics, but you know what it is. Here's how my team's currently playing after the last match. But I'll show you how I like to play. I like to have a holder, a playmaker, and an attacking midfield. There's my triangle. I like 2 wide players and a striker. I like a back four with wing backs. So here's the thing. When you press a position, you could actually create to how you want the game to play. So I like my guys to be wing backs, going high up the pitch. I like my CDM to just sit there and protect my back line. I like this guy to come into the midfield as a deep line playmaker, collect the ball, move it forward. And I like this position to be my attacker in the final third, finding spaces and not worrying about defense. I like my wide guys to be inside forwards cutting into shoots, but if I have a guy like Saka on, I might switch it to the winger role, and the way he's going to play or be simulated is going to change as well. As a striker, I don't like a target man. I like the poacher. Why? Because he's always around the box, always looking to get in behind, and my guys score the most goals when they're poachers. And you can also change positions. So now it's this, so I could put him here, I could put him here. And each position has its value. Would I want him to be a wide midfielder, a defensive midfielder? I can set the tactics to however I want. Here's the bench. So I got 7 guys. I got the rotating players. Again, if I want to put one in like Werner, I press S4. I can put him in for FC, which is center striker. And now Werner's out there. Turn him into a poacher. And here's how the formation will work. My goalkeeper, gotta be a sweeper keeper. I don't give a shit. Whoops, I swore. Here's the shape. We already talked about that. I like attacking, wide, fast pace, and I want us to express ourselves. Defense, you know me, high press, aggressive. I don't give a shit. Let's go win that ball back 3 seconds after we lose it. So I put it high. We close down all over the pitch. We go hard for tackles. I risk the yellow card. I don't care. We don't run the offside trap because we're a little too aggressive. And time wasting, let's not talk too much about that on this video. Attacking tactics. We look for the overlaps and build around the box. I like to work into the box with this team. If I had more better shooters, I'd switch it to shoot on sight. But for the way my team likes to play with Arsenal, we work into the box. Okay? Because I have such great runners like Aubameyang and Pepe and stuff, I say run at the defense. I like short game, but here I feel like it's better to mix it up. I don't prefer either side, right? I'd rather mix it up because we have the players and the depth. And my goalkeeper, same thing. Why go short? Why just go long? We could mix it up based off of the game. The last part of the tactics page is the actions for the assignments. So you can see here, here's my list of penalty takers. If I wanted to take a guy out like Saka, I press the X, go find another player. Let's say I'm crazy and I want Callum Chambers to take one. Bang, there he is. Press assignments again, free kick takers. Press assignments again, corner kick takers. Press assignments again, my captains. And yeah, that's pretty much how you set up the game. So let's go into the Chelsea match with this team. Let's just see how we would do without really putting any true in-depth thought into this. I press continue. Proceed to match, of course. Bada boom, bada bing. They're missing 3 players. I'm missing 1. Here are the starting lineups. Press play. And again, here's how the simulation works. Based off of the tactics I just put into the game and based off of the players I just put into the game. So it seems to be going very slow because it's a derby, which means there'll be more moments of action. Ooh, what a save. Every time I face Chelsea, they come up with big goals, man, just like in real life. So again, the simulator's pretty good. But let's see how we do today. We're at the Emirates. I did put up one of my stronger teams just for this video's sake, so hopefully Werner could show us that transfers are actually very useful. Ozil with the corner. See what I'm saying? How Chelsea, I don't know. If that was like Burnley or something, that would go in. Wow. This is not happening right now. But what I do like is that we have the possession. If you look at the bottom of the screen, 59%, 60% to their 40%. No goals to show for it, though. Mustafi to Torreira to Bellerin. You see the tactic? We want to go out wide, overlapping wing backs, crossing into the box early. And hopefully my Werner and my Aubameyang can get to that ball, you know? Unlike the last video, I'll show you guys how to do substitutions as well. But for now, let's just see if we could just beat Chelsea, the rivals, in the Carabao Cup quarterfinals. Aubameyang on the ball. Nothing. I don't have great aerial players, so I really don't like the set pieces, but you have to try things, you know? Torreira to Ceballos to Aubameyang to Ozil, and nothing. Has Chelsea had a shot yet? Park the bus. Is Mourinho still there? See the referee in the top right? They actually have real life referees. How harsh they are they lenient? Michael Oliver is my favorite one in this league. So we're at halftime, 0-0. Now if I wanted to make a change, I would press the Arsenal badge on the top left and you have the same screen as before. Formation, shape, defense, tactics, attacking tactics. So as the game moves on, I could change things, right? I might think, hey, Ceballos isn't working. Let's put in Granit Xhaka. Let's have him sit deeper and let's protect. And let's see if anything changes. You made one substitution. Confirm? Of course. Bellerin has won more tackles than anyone on the pitch. That's a good stat. The only stat I give a damn about is its score. Right now it's 0-0. 53 minutes in. Granit Xhaka to Pepe to Tierney. And that is a foul in the box. Penalty. Ooh. Kante. This guy's so expensive. If I was like Real Madrid or something with that type of budget, I'd sign him right away. Aubameyang on the ball. Penalty. Golasso! See, teams love this guy. Love this guy. You want to buy him? No, sir. He's mine for at least 1 year. Here's the replay. After you score or something great happens, they show you a second time. You can press skip and we just move forward. So Arsenal's up 1-0. Chelsea makes a sub, taking out Kante, bringing on Jorginho. We're at the 62nd minute. Again, the simulator is doing its thing. Now, if it's a little too slow for you, you could press the settings button and you could actually make these things faster. Let's see how this looks. You see that? Right away, the reactions. Boom, boom, bam. Very quick. Aubameyang on the free kick. Goal! My dude, let's go. So the replay, I have a little bit slower than the gameplay, so you could actually see what happens. And we're just showing Chelsea what's up on live video. Now, let's use more of our Italian tactics and let's slow the game down. So I look at my player ratings. Xhaka has been useless coming on, but Ozil looks a little bit tired and he's on a 7. Let's get a player to sit in that hole for him. And that for me will be, here's what I'm going to do. David Luiz in. David Luiz will sit. Xhaka will go in front. And that's how we're going to play. I'm also going to take my fullbacks, turn them into fullbacks. Sorry, wingbacks, turn them into fullbacks. And now they won't go so high up the pitch as often. And we could protect the lead we have and hopefully take this victory away from our London rivals, Chelsea. Almost 80 minutes in. Things are looking great. Could I get a clean sheet? You know I love those clean sheets. The ultimate victory. Shots 12-3. I think Lampard thought I was joking. I brought out the full squad today. So now we're in the last minute. Pepe wipes it in. Boom, boom, bam. And now we're at full time. Arsenal wins 2-0. Tactics are spot on today. Lampard's crying. Again, player development. Who played today, who didn't. How was their morale after this match?